obviously that's a secure, extremely secure area. I've been to the property, as many of you have, many times. Breaching the property, if what we have from the early reports is accurate, and we have no reason to believe otherwise, with a gas can and a shotgun, it appears the intent seems built in. That side of the property, the north side of the property over there, they've made a number of significant security enhancements. I know the director now, who had been the SAC special agent in charge, Director Curran now was a special agent in charge of former President Trump's detail between 45 and 47, obviously, is very familiar with the property. They made, again, a number of very significant technology enhancements. They put a lot of money into securing the location. But ultimately, in the end, you know, there was an interdiction here by a human being, and they're going to be the ones who are obviously the decision makers. And it appears from the early reporting, and we'll see what comes out, that they, you know, in order to enact any kind of deadly force, which happened in this case, you have to have a fear of serious physical injury or death. It appears the agent or officer who was involved thought that to be the case. The early reporting of a weapon seems to indicate the obvious reason why. And then from this point on, the FBI and the Secret Service, me having been on both sides of the fence, the FBI has an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding with the Secret Service, where the FBI will take over the crime scene in a scenario like this for, you know, obvious reasons. You don't, if there were, and I'm not suggesting at all this is the case, but if there was some kind of security lapse that required an investigation later, you wouldn't want the Secret Service investigating themselves, and vice versa. If it happened with the FBI, you wouldn't want them investigating themselves either. So we'll generally take over the crime scene. There's usually a smooth transition. The Secret Service will designate some crime scene agents in advance at every site. They have a little asterisk next to their name. They know what to do. They'll hold that, and then there'll be an investigation. And from this point, we'll all be sitting and watching as all the facts emerge.
Yeah. So Secret Service issuing a statement saying on February 22nd around 1:30 a.m., male in his 20s shot by U.S. Secret Service agents and a deputy from Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office following an unauthorized entry into the secure perimeter at Mar-a-Lago. The individual whose identity is being withheld pending a notification was pronounced deceased. The individual was observed by the north gate of the Mar-a-Lago property carrying what appeared to be shotgun and fuel can. U.S. Secret Service agents and Palm Beach Police deputy confronted the individual.
Well, that doesn't sound so great for a Sunday morning. How is it going out there, my fellow world patriots? It is indeed Sunday, February 22nd, 2026. And it's already nearing March. I mean, it is getting so fast and so crazy out there. And of course, as we do here on Sundays, it's me and Mr. MatrixQdeBreaker in the house. What is going on today, my man?
Happy Sunday. And wow, what a way to start the day. And like I told you before the show, I didn't know anything about this till right before we went live. So this is brand new to me. I didn't have no clue about this. What?
Yeah. You know, and I think it's up to us, like, and of course, you know, people would come down on us and say, you know, we're threatening this, that, and the other. But I think we should let it be known as a general statement. Like, if anything happens to 45-46-47, that maybe, you know, 43, 44 might have some problems. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a concern for them. And I feel like had they thought that, or do they think that, geez, you know, if we hurt Trump, then they might come after A, B, and C, then maybe these things would kind of go away, I think, you know?
Well, am I wrong for saying that didn't Bill Clinton just in the last few months say something along the lines of having Trump taken out because he has the ability to do that?
Yeah, something along those lines, right? I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
No.
Not at all. So, I mean...
Now, of course, with Billy Boy, I don't take that as a threat legitimately, of course, the way I think of things. But at the same time, when somebody like what you just said, when somebody in his position says something like that, and then somebody comes forward and tries to hurt him, you can always put the blame on somebody.
True. Dude, it's bananas, right? It's clearly that these people are sick, obviously, for one, right? And but obviously they have a clear intent. But it's interesting, like, as I'm seeing this stuff, dude, I'm seeing President Trump like unfazed. like absolutely unfazed right now, and we'll touch on that in a second. I don't know if you've seen
Well,
that.
no, again, I don't know anything about this, but why would he be phased if he apparently took one to the ear already? You know?
True. I'm trying to thing up here. Let me. I guess it won't let me right now here, but all right. So let's do this then. So we're gonna give you a little bit more details into this in 1 second, but I thought it would be interesting to show you while all this is going on. And I'm gonna have to do a big sneeze.
Uh-oh. And bless you.
Oops, sorry. I tried to hit the mute button, guys. I apologize. I did.
I'm wiping my face. It's all good.
It's like, sorry, dude. Sorry, man. And yeah, and I want to take a few seconds after this to say hello to some of the folks in the chat as well. But dude, as this stuff's going on here, here we got February 22nd, a couple hours ago. What do we got? 9:25 in the morning. This happened, or okay. This is being reported anyways by 9:25 this morning our time, and by 11:16, President Trump's out there like, hey, congratulations to our great USA hockey team. They won the gold. Wow, President Trump. I mean, nothing. There's nothing on that page.
I would be way more excited about us winning the gold than some loser getting shot outside my residence for being stupid. Just being honest.
Yeah, we're like FAFO people, and so here's his, and this is actually one of these tests that color blindness. I can see 26 in this one, but yes. Hopefully nobody sees anything else. But yeah, this is where I start failing in certain colors of these. Greens and reds really bad with it. But even 2 hours ago, he's over here saying, hey, Obama's spending hundreds of millions of dollars in Illinois trying to bail out Obama's badly delayed and tremendously over budget quote library. The neighborhood is angry as hell. It's a total disaster.
Yeah, that library. It looks like an old World War II bunker that's above the ground is what it looks like.
Right? It looks like
it looks terrible.
Prison.
Yeah, it does. It literally does. It looks like a prison. Maybe he's trying to represent where he'll be going eventually.
He wants to make it look familiar, right?
Exactly.
Let's get used to this type of thing. But yeah, let's take a peek for anybody that doesn't remember. Like, hey, Matrix, I'm going to make, a nice homage to you and your presidency. And, we're going to make a beautiful library for you. And there, here's my visualization of it. What do you think? Like, I don't even know if that's like, I think that's actually better than the original one.
It looks like a turd that didn't go all the way into the toilet.
Somebody forgot to flush this thing. I mean, what is that, right? It's just, and it was all over the drops as well, remember? They were talking about the library and what they were doing and hiding. Let's see. I'd be interested to see if there's any, because, I don't know, do you check these things? Do you check his truths ever for the deltas or the timestamps or any of those? Or do you guys stick with Twitter or X?
Actually, here's how I work with Trump. I can't keep up with all the people because there's too many people to follow. Because I said this before. I'm honed in on Fox, right? So how I look at it is I have Truth open on my computer at all times, and I have it on his page at all times. So basically, a few times a day, I go over there and check what he's doing, and if something sticks out to me, then yes. Other than that, because of how much other stuff I'm looking at all the time, I typically allow somebody else to say, oh, Trump said this. Then I go over there and do my thing with it. But typically, because I have so much going on, I don't get to see all of that. But I like to. I do like to, because I do think Truth is like the new version of the boards, basically, that Trump uses. So
right. Yeah, definitely got to, keep our eyes. But you make a good point in that, there's so many people to cover and to kind of look out for. Let's see here. Which was the one? Yeah, it's weird. It was on one screen. This is all big, and then I pop it over to the screen. It goes smaller. Maybe it's the setup. But anyways, here we have in the drops here. Ding. March 4th. Oh, we're coming up on a couple
10 days roughly.
Yeah, 10 more days from now for this to be a delta. It says Hussein gave the order to start the spy campaign, and I feel like, dude, this is certainly coming back into the. It's coming back into it now, right? Like it's being outed for sure. So
and hey, he's back in the news for saying what? Talking about aliens, bro.
Well, he might be.
He's suddenly in the news. Well, we know that. He's Akhenaten, man, from Egypt.
Maybe we can show that in a little bit.
Definitely.
Some of those old pictures. I mean, because it's weird, right? You got some of these old Egyptian statuettes or whatever that literally one looks like Obama, another one looks like Michael Jackson. It's like,
you know what? I have to get my other hard drive out, but I will gladly get my other hard drive out. I have all those pictures of what you're talking about on my other hard drive.
Crazy, right? I mean, and it's again, is it doppelgangers, just people that look, similar to
Or
whatever?
Or did they get somebody's DNA from somebody's tomb and utilize it? Did they actually do some kind of cloning situation? Because I know they have the ability to do it. And they were looking for what was the Nebuchadnezzar. They were looking for his grave site over there in Iraq or whatever. Is it Nebuchadnezzar? No, not Nebuchadnezzar. One of the big names from the past. One of the
like Horus,
Nephilims. Like yeah, one of them. They're looking for their body. I can't remember the name of it right now. Hillary Clinton specifically was looking for it. Nimrod, was it? Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure,
but I think it was Nimrod actually.
Okay, there you go. So what do you think they're doing with that? In my opinion, not only do they want the technology of the past and whatnot, but I also think they're going for the DNA personally, because if they do have, whether it's CRISPR or whatever technology, whether you believe in clones or not, if you get the DNA, you can do stuff with it. So I think the whole point of that was to get the DNA of the fallen ones, the Nephilim or whoever it may be that they think it is. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can't even bookmark this. Why not? Somebody that I'm blocked from. This is weird. I'm going to show you guys something weird. And this is just me looking. I'm looking for something on Hillary here as I'm doing it. And this is just for the folks out there who, may doubt whether if there's a Hillary clone or not out there. And she's not the clone. She's the double. Yeah, she's the double.
That is the double. That's the one I personally think we see running around now. Right? Because I don't think Hillary's around anymore, and the person that looks like her has those higher cheekbones, which I can kind of see.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And you just have to think too, right? Like, I don't know what age they were here, but younger. Let's just say that there. And dude, you know how freaking how bananas it is. Like, can people tell me it's just soap and it's just I don't know. It's just soap and what we wash our clothes and we wash our body with now, shampoo and skin products. Why we look so much younger now than we did back in the day. Like, I was watching a clip with who's that one comedian that kind of always roasted people, but he was on Johnny Carson. And so he's sitting there and he goes, "Yeah, I'm 47 and you're what, 49?" He's like, "No, I'm same age as you." And I'm like, "Dude, they look like they're 15, 20 years older than me and I'm 49." Right? And I'm like, it's weird. Like, is it just that? You think it's just soap and products? Because we know they're putting chemicals and crap like that in those too. So I don't know.
It's in everything.
Are we
food,
just evolving?
Water? No. I think it's the food, the water, and all the crap that we have in our food supply. I think that's doing it. All the shots that we take, the vaccines they give us when you're born, all of that crap. We're eating fake food, so it's changing our DNA, in my opinion. And you might feel the same way as me. I don't know if you think like this, but when I was younger, older people that like in their 30s or 40s, like kind of like what you just said, they seemed older back then. And now that I am 40 myself, I don't feel I look as old as they did, and I feel like I still look like I'm in my 20s. So in a sense, like what you're saying, like why do we look younger? I don't know. I don't have an answer for that, but it's like I think it has something to do with all the crap they feed us that's in our food. So
it's that other guy, he was always razzing people. All right, here we go. I think this might be, and I had no. Yeah, so this is the dude right here on the far right here that I'm thinking about. Don Rickles.
Oh, Rickles. Yeah, Rickles.
So he says this, yeah, and I don't know that this is the one, but it's an episode where he looks approximately this age, and Johnny Carson looks, approximately the age he is in this video, and he's like, "Yeah, you're 47, right? I'm 47." I'm like, "This looks like my grandfather." Like, let's listen.
Right.
And I got it muted, of course. See what they got to say here.
A force 0.6 for a broad that throws a baton in the air and misses. And then gets a...
So 47 years old. 47 years old. That's just amazing. It's amazing to me, and such a difference. So,
well, Well, yeah, when you lose your hair and you're bald and you're gray at the same time at 47, that makes you look a hell of a lot older.
Quicker, yeah. I mean, maybe we're evolving as humans, but let me get back to this one really quickly because I go off plot all the time and off these little tangents and whatnot. But we talked about Hussein giving the order to do the spy campaign, logged in twice officially, one time domestic, and one time foreign. For again, Adam Schiff, yes, foreign interference in elections, and then foreign interference trying to take a friggin' president down. FISA court judge, White House meeting. White House visitor logs are important. Hussein Library, classified document move. Attempt to shelter and protect. Dude, didn't they say they raided? Wasn't there a drop talking about how they raided? They may have raided his library or something like that.
Yeah, it says something along the lines of like they raided his library, but he didn't say anything about it. Like there's something along those lines. I can't remember how they say it. What did they say? All I know is they didn't say anything about it.
Talking about
quiet about
home was raided, and again that was Mar-a-Lago, right? Let's see. Okay, documents. Let's pull it up here. Documents from the Obama administration have been transferred to the Barack Obama Presidential Library. You may send your request, blah, 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 blah. However, you should be aware that under Presidential Records Act, presidential records remain closed to the public for 5 years after administration has left office. Raided by the good guys per POTUS.
And the next line is it, shockingly quiet. Bingo.
So yeah, President Trump and in said library or what's going to be the library, and nobody said a peep about it, dude. And nobody said a peep about. Remember, there was another older post that talking about Barack Obama just retained so many lawyers worldwide, or WW. Nobody mentioned anything back then either, and that was I think 2018, maybe 2019. Very interesting.
Something like that. Yep.
And then so no leaks. Presidential libraries are put in place to retain control over self-incriminating classified document releases. Scam. Review the law. What is different regarding Hussein's presidential library? Oh, that it looks like a prison. Who controls? These people are stupid. So I thought that was interesting just to kind of bring up something about Mr. Obama. And of course, we were talking about this atrocity of I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. It looks like, if you ever had to go to court downtown and in Providence or the state capitol or something like that, it looks like one of those buildings. And then it's like nothing around it. It's just awful looking. Awful.
Yeah, it reminds me of the area like around it. How you see the buildings kind of like real low to the ground, and you have a park area around it. It reminds me of downtown St. Louis where the Arch is, but instead of being a library, of course, there's the Arch. It looks like the same type of grounds as that. So what it makes me wonder is what's under that ground. We know there's tunnels underneath Chicago. There's also tunnels under here in St. Louis, and I do know that where the Arch is, the way they have it built, it goes underground. So, of course, we've already rated them a long time ago. The drop we read is like from 2017. So what we're seeing now is the narrative play out to it, but I wonder what they found there, what kind of special places was hidden inside there, like hidden dungeon type places. I don't know.
Like ley lines and stuff, maybe underneath or ley lines and whatever.
Well, the underground tunnels especially. So,
You Are America, something by Habiland, unencumbered and not happening. Be for every country there to be taken the something to cover the. Like, really? Like, you're trying to write words that nobody's going to be able... I mean, I could sit here and try to read this. You're telling me somebody's driving by in a car can read that? Like,
right.
Unless you're standing there, maybe you can take a picture. But, like, come on. No thanks.
So stupid looking.
Yeah. Well, let's say hello to some of the folks. We've been in here for half an hour, and we figure a lot of people had a chance to come in and say what's up to the folks out there. And, dude, again... I've been super stoked and wanting to go get a weigh-in over there at the in-laws or the ex-in-laws, and they've been sick as dogs, so I've not been able to go over there. But like me and you were talking before the show, I have I'm a very I guess I wouldn't call it OCD, but like if I find something I like, I get that over and over essentially, right? So I like these particular Nike pants, and I have 3 or 4 pairs of one particular size, exactly the same size, same color and everything. And then I have another couple pair of Nike pants, same size and color. But the weirdest part is same style, same color, same brand, you know, same whatever. So it's exactly the same thing, same size. One of them always was a little tight on like my thighs and a little bit on the waist, but the other one wasn't. Now, dude, both of those are comfy. All my other stuff, and this is all I've only been taking this Feel Great stuff for like 2 weeks, dude. So the funny thing is every single person that I've asked that's taken it has told me, just like you said before, you've been on it for what, 5 months, and you're like, yeah, and the best part is I feel great. I'm like, yeah. Right.
I crack up about it because every time I talk about the Feel Great protocol, the funniest thing is the one thing I want to say is the pun. I feel great because it's legitimately the name of the product is legitimately what it does for you. It just makes you feel great. So it's a pun every time I talk about it.
Yeah, and apparently I've been doing it wrong, but in a better way, I guess. Whereas I was under the assumption like you take one in the morning, you don't eat breakfast, and then I was under the assumption that you take one around lunchtime, but you don't eat lunch, and then you fast until you eat dinner, and then you have the balance and a little bit of dinner. So that's how I was doing, and I've still been doing it. I haven't had a lunch in, I don't even know. And even before I started this, I never really was a big lunch guy. So it was kind of easy for me. But like every day, dude, I've been fasting for like a bare minimum of like 14 hours for the last 2 weeks. And then I'm not eating, you know, I haven't had ice cream in 2 weeks, so no dairy, no sugar. So it's a much needed kind of kick in the keister. And I think I'm saving money now just on not buying iced tea and coffee.
Yep.
And I've been.
That's what people get to understand once they have the product. You start buying different stuff, better stuff, and less stuff because you're not eating as much and you don't have the same cravings as you had before. And most people know this already. I'm a weed smoker. I smoke weed all day, every day. I typically would have munchies all day, every day. And this stuff's good enough to where the appetite suppressant inside that Unamate keeps my munchies at a minimal now. Literally, like I don't sit here and eat food all day long and whatnot. And of course, for me, I don't need to lose weight. I technically need to gain weight, but because the way now lately with the wintertime, I have not been working out like I normally would. But while working out on this product, I was not losing weight. I was staying the same weight because muscle weighs more than fat. So that's something else too. I try and let people know is yes, everybody hears about the weight loss part of it, but if you're working out or exercising and whatnot, just know muscle weighs more than fat. So you'll knock the fat off, and as long as you're working out or doing some form of exercising, whatever it may be, you will keep the weight on as well, depending on what you're doing. So it all depends on you, because I was afraid to take the product because I didn't want to lose weight. Turns out working out completely offset that. So just a little idea for people out there. But for what you said too, it's not about it's breakfast, not necessarily lunch that you're skipping. You're skipping breakfast. You get 2 Unamates per day. And you're drinking those from when you wake up until basically when you're done with the 2 you get per day. And the last part of the day is with the balances, because since it has appetite suppressant, you're skipping breakfast. You can eat lunch if you want. And then when you have your big meal, which is your dinner, that's when you take your balance. So it's not that you're doing it wrong. It's just know that you can drink those Unamates whenever you want, and they have the appetite suppressant. And you're supposed to skip breakfast, not necessarily lunch. Just give you that heads up inside your own head.
Yeah, it's even more calorie deficit. So and I'm using ChatGPT, and it said even if I was a dormant, floor mat, my calorie intake versus what I can take for calories and burn off in a day. It says even if I sat on the couch essentially and did nothing all week, I could lose 1.2 to 2 pounds a week, just like that. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, because I'm at a calorie deficit. Because I in the whole day I was eating a few, rice treats. What do you call it? Cheddar Rice Crisps and a couple of chicken breasts or a couple of chicken cordon bleu breasts. But that's it. And then the rest.
That's it.
Yeah. And dude,
Lord.
I don't know why I'm like you said, I'm not hungry or whatever. But dude, I wanted to wait till we had a few people in here so we could kind of get loaded up, and I would most humbly ask people to give a prayer out to one of our hardworking mods, Wheezy. So this is all the information that I have, but she said, sorry, I can't be there today. Basically, we're going to go straight to the ER. She was basically coughing a lot. She's been a little sick in the last few days, so that she was coughing so much that she kind of pulled something on her side from hacking so much. So they're going to be taking her to the doctors today. So please lift Wheezy up in prayer, ladies and gentlemen out there. I know you guys always interact with her in the chat, and she's been so helpful to myself, and as all of the other mods have as well, of course. But that's what we do here, you know. Rising tides lift all ships, and power in prayers, the more the merrier. So hope you get better, Wheezy, if you're listening. We all love you, and hope you get repaired and fixed, and I hope there's nothing too bad. But probably like pulled a little something, you know, from hacking, which I've done in the past as well. So never fun, right?
Yeah, prayers out. Yeah, no, definitely not. I oddly enough, I hurt myself yesterday. What is today? Today's Sunday. It's Friday. I hurt myself playing disc golf. I didn't do any stretching before my first throws, and I totally, yanked something in my whatever muscle that goes from your lower back to your butt. I totally pulled that muscle.
Oh,
that's what my buddy. Yeah, that's what my buddy said. It's not a nerve. It's definitely a muscle that I pulled or strained. And I'll tell you what. Yesterday, once I got up out of the bed, I could barely walk. I'm still like that right now. I'm sore. I'm sore as hell. So, definitely easily pull stuff. Yeah, getting old sucks, man. I never pulled anything growing up. I walk out there and I didn't warm up, and guess what happened? I've definitely pulled something. So.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. We're not little chickens anymore for sure. I mean, you could definitely. I mean, shoveling. Oh, dude, did you hear what we got coming? I don't know if you got. You know, I don't know if you got hit at all.
No. We got hit with cold, but I see what's heading your way. Tell everybody.
Okay, so let's see. Where's the juicy part of it? Monday's low will be 25. No big deal. 32. It's gonna feel colder. Precipitation. They're estimating 15 to 18 inches, in addition to the 5 or 6 we still got on the ground that melted down from like 18, 20, you know, about 3 weeks ago or a month ago. So, yeah, dude, I've always said if it's going to be winter, you might as well have some snow, but I've had enough snow this year. I've had just about enough snow for this year, and no thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm done shoveling. I'm like just done with it, you know? We got a lot, dude. And I got a very interesting theory that my buddy posed, and we're gonna pop that in a little bit later and check that out. But thank you guys out there for lifting up Miss Wheezy. And I got a little bit more information here, so let me pop this up for you guys. This is about, of course, the deal here, armed intruder. So. To get a little detailish on it, February 22nd, around 1:30 in the morning, this happened. Okay, guys, 1:30 in the morning.
So it was last night. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yep. A male in his early 20s was shot by U.S. Secret Service agents and a deputy from the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office following an unauthorized entry into the secure perimeter at Mar-a-Lago. Individual whose identity was being withheld pending notification of next of kin was pronounced deceased. The individual was observed by the north gate of the Mar-a-Lago property carrying what appeared to be a shotgun and a fuel can. Maybe he was just going to the garage and, you know, he was going to fill up the car with some, you know, one of the Maseratis was low on gas, maybe. I don't know. And then he needed to, you know, the Secret Service didn't have enough weapons. He was going to bring one of them a shotgun. U.S. Secret Service agents and a Palm Beach Sheriff's Office deputy confronted the individual. Shots were fired by law enforcement during the encounter. No U.S. Secret Service agent or Palm Beach Sheriff's Office personnel were injured. There were no Secret Service protectees present at the location at the time of the incident, so Trump wasn't even there. Great. The incident, including the individual's background, actions, potential motive, and the use of force, is under investigation by the FBI, the U.S. Secret Service, and the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. In accordance with agency policy, the involved Secret Service agents will be placed on routine administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation. So, dude, shotgun, gasoline, and, you know, I feel like this whole thing about, like, oh, you know, we don't want to put any names out there. We got to tell the next of kin. I feel like if you're a victim, okay, right? Like, hey, you know, such and such, you know, relative died, and you want to let the family know. But this guy's like he's an actor, right? He's a person that's willing to try to go and harm President Trump. So, just let it be known as soon as, whatever it is. Like, obviously he was up to no good, Matrix, right? Like, with friggin' a gas can and a shotgun, like, can you parse that a good way? I can't.
I mean, he was wanting to have a party, man. So it sounds like to me. Not my kind of party, but yeah.
He was and I was busting Matrix beans before the before the show. I get up on the microphone and I'm like, yeah, let me get a little of this nose candy. He goes, yeah, you can stick with the nose candy. I'll stick with the green. And so I joked him, but I'm gonna do it again here. Here we go. Ready? Oh, let me put a nice little hunter line up here, and oh yeah, that's great. And the other one. So these are, and I was joking with him. These are boom boom sticks. So if you guys ever get like a clogged nose, and you see those, what the hell's the other ones? The other stuff called Vicks. Vapor or whatever you put up your nose and you sniff them or whatever, they're supposed to have infused whatever's in them. For me, this is the only one that works, boom boom stick, and it does usually work pretty quick. So I was joking as far as the nose candy, Matrix. It was just boom boom stick. No cocaine from this guy. Thank you.
well, okay. Well, since you're just joking, I'm not joking. Since you did that, I'll go ahead and have a hit of my Pineapple Express I got sitting here. I'll get my nose candy too. Yeah.
Now here's the thing: I do partake in that, but I've never. So there's two things I've never done. I've never smoked ever around my son, who's now 15. I've never smoked until everything I had to do was done for the day, and he was gone and sleep or over at the grandmother's. So he's never smelt that around me ever once. And what was the other thing I was just going to say? Oh, and one other thing is I've never smoked and done a live stream, because if I did, you guys would notice the difference. Let's just say I'd be like, and that would be it would just be a mess.
That's the difference between me and you. If I was not smoking during my stream, people would probably wonder what the hell's wrong with me. Because funny. I'm smoking the entire stream every time. Well, I have a hyper overactive brain, so the marijuana truly helps keep me at a level playing field. Like, it keeps me calm, because I talk fast, I start rolling, and I can't slow myself down, basically. The green actually keeps me level-headed. So I'm very hyper. So the weed helps me really stay calm, and I love it.
I'm hyper in that respect too, and I don't know if maybe you do the same thing I do, but like when I'm sitting there, unless I'm watching TV or something like that, but if I'm like generally sitting or whatever, one of my knees is always tapping. Like always tap 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 tap, like my ankle going up and down.
Feet.
Yeah, like my foot is tapping
moving.
Essentially. Yep. One foot's always kind of tap 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 tapping.
There's a reason I'm not on camera as well too, because I'm a fidgety person. I've told this before, that if people saw me on camera, they would think I'm on crack or something like that, because I constantly am moving. Always, my hands are moving, my head's moving. I'm always moving around. So, yeah.
Well, speaking of, ready? Let's see if anybody remembers this one. What do you know about cocaine, George? Anybody see the movie Blow? I went into prison with what do you say? Oh God, an associate's degree in marijuana, and I came out with a PhD in cocaine. And that guy was actually dealing. He was actually, I think it was that Barry Seal in that movie? I don't know, but I know the sure. Made in America one with Tom Cruise was Barry Seal, and dealing with the Clintons in Arkansas. So if you guys have ever seen that movie with Tom Cruise, and he's like, oh, well, where are you going to fly these planes in and out of? He's like, oh, a place called Mena, Arkansas, which should sound very familiar to you guys. The boys on the side of the train tracks that got found. They were shipping tons and tons of cocaine in and out of the United States, and a lot of it was landing in Mena, Arkansas. Well, check this out, dude. Yeah. This is crazy. Yeah. Excuse me. Do you have any idea what 15 tons of cocaine per day really means? And this is something I've talked about in the past, Matrix, that could you imagine, I don't even think, and this kind of does a pretty decent job of highlighting exactly what they were dealing with. But dude, could you imagine how big, say, you got Pablo Escobar here, and then all of a sudden he's gone and dead or whatever, and then they move on to the next kingpin. But the whole time they're doing this, they're working with like our CIA, right? And they're working with various groups. Can you imagine how big said black budget could possibly be? I mean, You're talking what, 60, 70 years of just running heroin and cocaine in and out of this country? I mean, could you even put a dollar amount on that, like an estimation? I mean, it could be into the trillions and trillions.
Trillions, literally. It'd be well into the trillions. I mean, if you think about all the money we throw out every year and what we hear about, that's just the money we hear about. All the other money, like you said, all the black budget stuff, the money that they're going back and forth, and we don't even know what all is going around the world. We're only talking about the stuff we hear about.
Yeah.
Hear about. So it's like, it's probably even bigger than what we are thinking of. So.
Make hanging traders great again, I think is the rest of the name there. Says Hunter is bored with 10 pounds of coke a day. That's why he had to go get his little foot jobs and go see his prostitutes. But this is a true story here, guys. And like, so, you know, we hear about certain things and it's like, oh, that's a wild story. But no, this is actually a true story. So in the 15 tons of cocaine a day. What's 20 times 15 or 2,000 times 15? That's how many pounds he was bringing in a day to the United States.
30,000 pounds.
Dude, can you imagine? I mean, and that's just cocaine. And I say just cocaine, but 30,000 pounds of cocaine a day coming into the United States from one guy, just one guy's organization, Pablo Escobar. You know, forget all the other people that are doing various different drugs, heroin, what have you, and then other cocaine dealers, right? But in the 1980s, Pablo Escobar wasn't just a drug trafficker. He ran an empire. As the head of the Medellin cartel, he controlled about 80% of all the cocaine that entered into the United States. All right, so you could take 80%, 30,000 pounds, and then take 20% of that. 30,000, 6, was that 6,000? So everybody else was responsible for maybe 6,000 pounds a day?
20% of 30,000 should be 6,000 pounds.
Oh, yeah, 36,000 pounds, essentially. They were saying 36,000 pounds that they knew about was coming into the United States in the early 80s. 36,000 pounds a day. And we're not talking about small hidden shipments, as we've seen, right? We're talking about planes loaded to the brim, clandestine airstrips, makeshift submarines, international routes, operating like a full-blown industry. Estimated that the cartel was sending up to 15 tons per day into the American market. There was so much money that, according to reports, the organization lost millions of dollars every year just because cash rotted from moisture. They spent thousands of dollars solely on rubber bands to hold the stacks of cash together. At its peak, Escobar made it onto the Forbes list as one of the richest men on the planet. But behind the billions, there were bombs, executions, car bombs, and a war that turned Medellin into the most violent cities in the world at the time. $billion-dollar empire, extreme violence, absolute power, and all of it is sustained by white powder.
That's racist. That. Oh, wait.
White powder, not power. Dude. That's just a weekend. That's just a slow Monday right there.
I mean, if I could just grab one table load, I'll be fine for a long time, bro.
Dude, you think so? What's up, Tron Anon? Tron Tribe, welcome on in. I appreciate it. Tron rated the stream over here. Not because he's nice, because he has. No, I'm just busting his beat. We appreciate you, brother. Hope
Thank you, Tron.
Thank you guys. Hope you had a good show over at the Tron show this morning. I forget what Sunday is. If it's Biscuits and Gravy is, I don't know if that's Saturday.
The great, what's you call it? The great breakfast morning show? What the hell do you call it?
The great breakfast morning show. Oh, dude.
All-American breakfast? I don't know.
Yeah, the All-American breakfast show or something along those lines. But yeah, dude, always lots of great energy. So great folks, Tron there. And dude, Hulk sent this to me last night, dude, and you know, I was complaining the other week, and I actually reached out to Rumble, and I said, how does this leaderboard work? I said, because I see people that are up higher on the list that have less views and then have more thumbs down, say like a thumbs down ratio than my videos. And you know what the guy at Rumble told me? He goes,
"What's that?
I don't really know how it works." And actually, he says, they're revamping it, so they're going to be redoing it come soon. But this has been a long time, dude. This is, and you know, I'm not a braggy type of person, but I'm showing you guys this because, dude, it's been a very long time since I've even been on this list. You know,
Nice.
hold the line. Sometimes we get in there around, you know, in the 30s, 40s, but me and Hulk made it to 8 yesterday, so super proud, and that's large part due to you guys that are all kind of clicking on that thumbs up and watching these shows, so we do appreciate that.
Yes.
Wonderful World Patriots out there for tuning in with us.
Hey, last week, so you know too, I showed this to you. We hit number 9 and like number 30. Our show last Sunday, your show on your end hit number 9, I think, or 10, and mine was hit
Really?
like 20, 28 or 9. I took pictures of it. To let you guys know, we were very appreciative of that because we both ends of the show hit on the top 30 last week for last Sunday. So thank you guys.
Booms. Yeah, and the week before, your show got down to 22, and I didn't even hit the list. And I'm like,
Yeah, it
super
made no
happy for you,
sense.
but I'm like, why? Like, why is mine not?
I've tried reasoning it. It has to do with the likes specifically, but there's also got to be more to it because sometimes it doesn't make sense where they are. But again, how I look at it though, I don't really even look at it except for whenever it's like I'm on the weekends. Because if it's during the week, I'm never on it, so I never really look.
It's been this fun game too. Been this fun game of cat and mouse. You know what I mean? So, dude, they bring excuse me. Did you? Where was it? Where? All right. So this. Did you ever see the video where they attempted to arrest his son in Mexico, or they did actually arrest his son in Mexico, and what they did? Oh no! I'm sorry. I'm giving you wrong information. Was it Pablo Escobar's son? Who the hell was it? I think it was one of the current leaders of like the Mexican cartel a couple years ago. They arrested his son. And then there was like this huge citywide like shootout, dude, to the point where I think they actually gave the kid back.
No, I don't remember this. No.
Yeah, it was a huge shootout like you see in like the movie like Sicario, where just people just blasting each other left and right like crazy. It was that type of scenario, like where they were just the whole city. It was like, oh, well, we got so and so's kid, and then it's like, no, you don't.
Chapo.
Chapo? It may. Yeah, I think actually it was El Chapo's son. Let me see. I might have a clip of this one here really quick, but it just shows you, right? It's like these people are living in near poverty. I can't say it with my New England. If I say it with my New England, it's poverty. Poverty.
Poverty.
Oh God.
Poverty, bruh.
Yeah, it's weird. It's, you know, and I try to fix. And the funny thing is, dude, when I used to travel down to Florida, I come back talking like this a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, what the frig?
I will randomly get accents myself. People ask me whenever they hear me talk for the first time where my accent's from. I'm like, I don't have an accent. They're like, yes, you do. So what I tell them is I'm from St. Louis. It's a ghetto twang accent is what I have. Ghetto twang. It's not country. It's ghetto twang, bro.
Ghetto twang. Yeah, that's good. Let me see if I
Yes.
can. Attempted arrest of El Chapo. All right, so I'll give you some. Yeah, this is it. This is the dude. So see what happens if you October 17, 2019, Mexican police accidentally captured the son of El Chapo Guzman. By the day's end, the cartels had taken over the city, defeated the Mexican army, kidnapped several politicians' families. The country of Mexico admitted defeat by releasing Guzman's son. Like, dude,
How do I not remember this?
I mean, yeah, it was wild. Like, yeah, see, I mean, you're talking like same thing that Pablo Escobar did in Colombia years ago. You're like, oh, the Supreme Court's gonna rule whatever. All right, well, I'll just blow up the Supreme Court then. You know, like, nope, they were not playing. This is what you got rolling around. You go to take his son, and then all of a sudden you see this guy, a couple of these guys pull up. Yeah, they got rid of him pretty quick after that one, Matrix. They said, I don't know if it's worth keeping this guy here for now, you know.
Holy crap.
Oh God, they're not allowed because he supports pride. Democrats are furious that conservatives are celebrating Jack Hughes, the hockey player who scored the game-winning goal against Canada, claiming they're not allowed because he supports pride. Oh
What?
God. Apparently he won the I don't know. Apparently he got
Yeah, I
the
know.
game-winning goal. And hey, who do they play? Do you know who they played in the finals? I don't even know.
It was
It was
Canada.
Canada. Yeah, Canada right here, right?
Yeah, Canada, USA. Yep.
That's crazy.
I think we've played Canada the last. My buddy yesterday just told me what it was. We played them like the last we've played them 8 times or something like that the last however many years, and we've lost 6 of the like 8 or something like that too. But we played them for gold last year and lost to them, and this year we beat them. So
it's just not fair. They
yeah.
And they have obviously more colder weather. But there's another thing. I don't know if anybody outside of Rhode Island has heard of the hockey school in Rhode Island called Mount St. Charles, but they've won. I mean, going back to when my brother was playing hockey in like '89, they won it like, I don't know if it was like 15 or 17 years in a row, because
holy shit.
Yeah, this was like a hockey school. Like, so, kids would go in the morning. They had an ice rink at the school. You could go skate on the rink, at whatever. Gym class, you can go play hockey at gym class. So like, it was this whole thing where they pushed it, and it was like an academy, and they were awesome. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was an empire essentially for hockey, for high school hockey. So yeah, let me get back to my show links. And again, dude, you want to see something amazing too? And I actually want to show everybody this too. Let me pop this one up. I had a post that got more than 800 posts on 800 views on Twitter the other day, dude. Oh, and you're gonna love this, maybe. Look at this, dude. 30,000. I got a post on Twitter. I think it had like 9,000 the other day. This is crazy. But I say I'd like to, I copied the Conor McGregor thing. I'd say I'd like to take this time to apologize to absolutely freaking nobody. The double champ does what he wants. The conspiracy theorists have been right the whole time. And dude, that right there gets 30,000 views. But any other post I put out, as you're gonna see like above, is like 300.
Yep.
Like 300. Look, 400 for that one. 17,000 during UFC last night. And then our post for this show got 117 points.
Yep. I have a theory about that too that goes along with Joe Rambo, that certain posts that you put out, they will push it for you. If you put certain information out, you don't have to do anything to it. It'll just take off for you.
It's crazy.
So whatever information they want out, that's what they'll push.
That's bananas. I mean, so yeah, apparently they want the Joe Biden's wearing a mask now. And I recorded this while the show was going on last night. This guy took this dude down, elbowed him a few times, and then I'm keeping the volume off. The commentators said, "Oh, the referee got in there late and stopped the fight late." So right about here, the dude's done. Okay,
Yep.
Then the referee steps in. All right, now he's stopping him. Now he's still punching, and then he pushes him off, and then they go, "Oh, this was Kerry Hatley's fault. He jumped in late to stop the fight." And I'm like, I said, don't put it on Kerry Hatley. Watch, he jumps in to grab it, stop, right? That's when people stop punching. This guy just keeps trying to punch him, and then they're like, "No, it's his fault. It's the referee's fault." I'm like, no, this dude was a savage. So, hey, 40,000 views on 2 posts yesterday. That's crazy for me. So maybe things are changing here in the wonderful world of
well, you maybe need to post more about MMA and Joe Biden. Maybe you'll take
I know,
off.
right? Like, what the frick, dude?
Yeah.
So, dude, if this wasn't bad enough, and again, talking about it earlier, maybe we need to let it be known. But I don't want to get a visit from Secret Service, and I certainly don't want to imply that we're threatening anybody. But like, let it be known, like, if you clowns screw around and do something to him, like, there are other people that have their asses grass, essentially, right? Like, so I feel like if they thought that, hey, if we hurt Trump, we better look over our shoulder, or else they should be feeling like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously, though.
G Fonts, I think, responded to your comment earlier, dropped the dollar holla. Rumble Rant says, "I've had at least that much weed, but never cocaine. Never even close. Craziest thing is all that coke may have been pressed into a block so small that it could fit into a gaming-sized desktop tower." Yeah, right? Probably brick that stuff up. But thanks for the rant there, G Fonts. Never know, dude.
Funny.
You never know. So, dude, you know, because as this stuff happens, and this is, I'm going back 3 whole days here, but this is on the same thing as what these clowns keep doing to us. So let's listen to this for about a minute here.
Tonight at approximately
Oh God,
11:10 p.m., officers from the Meridian.
you barely hear that?
The 80 County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, it's low.
Yeah, all right, so, and I'm actually blocking the screen. Here we go. So again, the other day, an attempted terror attack just carried out against Homeland Security and federal agents. Stole an ambulance loaded with gas cans.
Gas cans, wow.
And rammed an Idaho federal building. This is on the Dems. They will say and nothing and only keep egging it on. Right? So, dude, it seems like to me it's always the other side that is pushing all this stuff, right? Like all this violence, and our side is never doing this. We've never done this. And some would even say that we've been, you know, kind of too idle to sit back. But,
Yep.
you know, and I was talking to my buddy about this the other day, and I said, you know, you do understand that these people that you say, air quotes, you know, Q made people sit by or whatever. I said, I think it gave people the ability to kind of see the landscape, but also understand, like, you know, you could get in trouble if you kind of go do this. And we're not at that point where people need to kind of get, you know, freaked out. So I said, if we were ever to get to that point by, like, you know, mid-year or midterm, and there was nothing, you know, positive happening in our direction, which clearly I do see already, like in the boatloads, but had there not been anything going forward to that, and then all of a sudden we get destroyed in midterms, what do you think a lot of these conservative folks like myself are going to do? You know what I mean? We're going to be pissed off to the max, and you want to see a civil war? Well, there you got it, right? So I think, you know, it's possibly, yeah, you know, maybe some of the people that may have gotten up and done something stupid needed to be kind of put that way so they didn't overreact and act, you know, on instincts rather than on information. But again, that whole idea of people say, oh, you're just going to kick the can down the road forever. And there is really no past, you know, midterms as far as I see it. I mean, how do you see that whole deal, brother?
Well, that's I got 2 sides of the coin on it. One would be they, for whatever reason, that the Dems somehow, some way win the midterms, which I just don't see happening. But if that happens, kind of like what you said, you're going to get everybody pissed off and whatever. But if you think about it, between now and midterms, all the stuff that we see going on, the stuff that's coming out with the Epstein files, all the resignations going on around the world, I think there's a hell of a lot of time between now and midterms, and that so much stuff's probably going to end up happening that I don't think we need to worry about midterms. I have a feeling that between now and then, shit's gonna, I don't know whether you want to use the words hit the fan, or just so much is gonna come out that I think people are gonna see stuff that's going on. Because again, the Epstein files alone, they tried covering that up by having Nancy Guthrie go missing and not cover the Epstein files. Yet those Epstein files, everybody's losing their minds about it. So it's working to perfection. It's just taking way longer than anybody actually expected. But I think come midterms, we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, that's what people are concerned about. And oh, good. You got to say something, buddy? Or you just, let me see. Let's play this through, because I gotta. I'm 2 Unamates in, and
Got to use the bathroom.
Yeah, but I got something to play for you. I get something for today to play for you guys here. So, go. So this is the Trump War Room, guys, and let's see here. Plenty of time here. Make sure it's loud enough. But 1-1 is the score, and we're in overtime here. 18 minutes on the clock. 42 shots, dude. 42 shots the Canadians made to America's only 27 shots. 1-1 score here in overtime. And here we go. Back by the time this is, we've won it since the Miracle on
Since
Ice.
19.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. That's huge, dude.
46 years.
46 years?
Yep, 46. 46. 40, what is it, 45-47, and we win the Miracle on Ice 46 years later. So,
that's hilarious. Rick Soup put this out. Look at the eagle. The eagle's smashing on the geese. Dude, you got to love it. You got to absolutely love it. So my buddy had a a theory, all right, and I'm going to pose it out here for everybody to partake in here because I talked to him about it yesterday, but I'm also going to be looking at the information that he sent over with you guys for the first time because I want to see. And I don't really know, how this thing works, to be honest with you. But I'm going to pose you a theory and let me know what you think. All right, so here we go. So what I'm pulling up here is a fleet tracker. Okay, all right, come on. Let's see if I can pull this bad boy. Click, go in here. All right, so essentially my buddy is saying, we have all of these ships. Look at this. 51 deployed, 17 local.
17 local.
We have all these ships essentially. They said, "Oh, well, we're going over there. We're surrounding Iran right now, right?"
Yep.
What do you think about the idea that they may be surrounding another country over there?
Which one? China?
Nope. Let's see. Fleet and Marine Tracker. Here we go.
Israel?
Possible?
Well, yeah. I mean, Israel. I'll be honest with me and Omazon talking about the whole thing with Iran going on. With Iran, okay, so you have the United States and Israel, of course, are allies. The whole talk right now is Iran. If you watch Monkey Works, he's been talking for a long time about Iran being a very special thing for certain reasons, and he's been pointing this out too. But it all, in my opinion, like if they're going to where they are and they're claiming it's Iran, but you also have the thing that goes into Gaza and the whole Palestine thing that's going on, where Trump's, what do you say, he's going to send in like 8,000 troops or something like that from a Muslim majority country or some shit.
Yeah, I believe so.
If you start putting little pieces of the puzzle together, it almost seems like it's not exactly Iran, but it's meant to look like it. So I don't know, but yeah, it seems like they're in a position that Israel for last could come into play. But again, that's me getting my hopes up.
Oh my goodness. And is this one of these guys that I'm trying to, you know what I can't stand is a big problem on Twitter or X or whatever is some of these accounts that are looking just for clicks and not to get, good information out to people, where they keep putting like breaking, and then they'll show you a video that's like 4 years old. Like, oh, breaking. Yeah, in 2023 maybe. So yeah, I'm seeing something right that, Lisa Page confirmed to me under oath that the FBI was ordered by the Obama DOJ not to consider charging Hillary Clinton for gross negligence in the handling of classified information. And I'm like, this video seems like it's old. So, but yeah, I mean, as far as this goes, and I don't know what the hell, this is supposed to be a tracker or whatever, but this is not what I've been accustomed to, like with the planes, how they show you them actually moving around or whatever.
Right.
If he added anything to this. Oh, wait, here we go. I got another one coming. Here we go. U.S. Navy Warship Tracker. It's coming. It's en route. Because I'm like, this isn't, this thing ain't going to show me much here. So let me see. But it's possible. Let's see what we got. NATO warships live. Let's see. Submarines. How about just show me the friggin' map? How about that?
I've never seen this before. This is interesting. Oh, marine vessel traffic. I haven't seen the site. Okay.
Let's see. Live maps. Military ships. Get out of here. What, do I have to go into this thing to go? Oh, here we go.
There you go.
There she is. Oh, wow. Let me, if I can. Where is our little recording?
Oh.
Well, I mean, surrounded, I wouldn't say Israel is surrounded, but they do, there's one.
They're on
over
all
here.
sides of them, though.
They're
one to the south, south to the east, to the west, everything. Technically, that's surrounded because you can't really do much to the north or northeast.
Interesting.
And northeast would be where Iran is.
Right. And interesting that they have in Haifa here. They got what? Is that Germany? I think, yeah. UN warship. France, is that France? Yeah, it's France, not Russia. Is that Iran?
I don't know who that.
Indonesia, something like that. I don't know. Germany, UK. But it was one that was interesting. Where was it? It was the USS Gettysburg, right here. Yep. 435 days ago. I want to see current.
It's over a year. Over a year ago, it got there.
Right. Like, why is this not showing current? So this is all as of 2 days ago. So I don't want history. I want current live maps. Yes, military ships. This should. I think that is it then. That must be it. Oh.
It's 240 days ago. I wonder if that's. Wonder why. What does that mean? It got there that long ago, or what? What is it supposed to be?
Last report, December 14th, 2024, 435 days ago. So they just go there, park, and then they become unreported or something like that.
What?
But you know, we do have a lot of ships here, and I would say, where's Big Bad Iran at? Yeah, okay, here we go.
Yeah, over there. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, we got a few here. You know, that's not even us. There's one USS Columbia in Oman.
Oh wow,
that's interesting. But I mean, yeah, there's certainly not, you know, around or surrounding Iran or Iran, whatever you want to say, Persia. Definitely seems like there's a hell of a lot more over here. And you know, these are all internationals, but the USS Gettysburg, right off the coast, or I don't know how many miles, but 200 nanometers.
Nautical miles. Nanometers.
Nanometers. That'd be like a quadrillion nanometer. No, all right. So 100 nautical miles is this distance right here. So maybe 500-600 miles, maybe, I don't know, 1,000 miles away back then. So yeah, maybe they are doing that. But you know, as with everything, time will tell, right? We'll have to see how things kind of mature.
It's weird. It's weird though, because they're not. You can't really circle it. You can't really go around them the way they're trying to claim it, though. You can only go to the west and to the south, because where Iran, the water above Tehran is a saltwater thing. They were talking about this. I've seen this on the news. Like you're not going to go up in there, so you literally can't surround them. So why do they keep saying that we're surrounding them?
Yeah, it makes no sense whatsoever.
None.
Oh, this is interesting. This is crazy too. And thank you, G Fonts, again for another doesn't say. Okay, another dollar rumble right there. Says we beat the Soviets on this day, February 22nd, 1980, and Canada in the gold game a day or two later, after a crushing 9-1 exhibition defeat to the CCCP just weeks prior. Interesting. Exact delta, huh?
Yeah, it was. My buddy told me that too. Is that it was 1980? It was exactly February 22nd too.
There was a 46-year delta.
Yep, 46-year delta, literally. Nighthawk 62, welcome and good to see you, and thank you for that $17 Rumble rant earlier. And says, great, you guys. Wait, what? Great, you guys are a great combo. He's great twice. It messed me up, but thank you very much, Nighthawk 62 out there on the Rumble side. I got thank yous. I'll do the ones on the end on pilled, because of course Rumble ones disappear on you. So.
Oh, you dude, I'm telling you. And actually, I don't know if I said maybe we're going to stop at 2, but if you want to do your side, I'll do a Rumble wallet thing, because I actually I know Dal had tipped Hulk before by a crypto, so I was just playing around last night, and I actually set up my Rumble wallet up there. And so I don't know if you're aware, but you can set up a Rumble wallet if you have crypto, and people can actually tip you in crypto. Yep. I'm just like, yeah, it's coming to that point. So if you want to take a minute, dude, if you want to mute out or whatever, I'll do like a little Rumble Studio Rumble wallet commercial, because I did the thing at the beginning there. So all right, I'll mute you.
Actually, what I'll do is I'm gonna go over and just say hello to my chat and whatnot. I'll mute you.
Perfecto. So I'm not messing with his stream out there, guys, and I am got to pay the bills here. This is what I'm doing full time, as you guys are aware. So this is interesting, and I did set this up yesterday, so this should be popping up on the screen too as well. Let's see. No, failed to, you son of a gun. They got to fix this thing, because again, I don't like taking the time to even do this in the first place. Of course I have to, but secondly, I don't like having to keep you guys delayed to do it. So let's see. Full wallet. Here we go. Come on, this piece of crap. I apologize, guys. For some reason, Rumble has not been too good here as far as these stupid ads here. One more time. If not, we'll just move it on down the freaking road. Yep. Go. All right, that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. That was the about 1775 coffee. Yes, it'll let me do that. All right, guys and gals out there, still haven't tried 1775 coffee? Now's your shot. The 1775 starter kit just dropped, only 1,000 units. With this, you're getting the bold dark roast that hits hard, the smooth medium roast, and the Vitality mushroom coffee for clean energy and laser focus. No crash. All single origin, small batch, toxin free and mold free. Plus, you're also getting a gold spoon clip because freedom isn't scooped with plastic. A frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's opinions, and a black 1775 tumbler. It's $170 worth of coffee and gear, yours for just $99. And this is for the ones who have been watching 1775 blow up on Rumble and wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler, it is. Head over to 1775coffee.com/studio and grab your starter kit before they're gone. 1775coffee.com/studio and grab your bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something just like Rumble does. Boom. Alrighty. All right. Let me.
As well.
Good to see you out there as well.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back.
And it did that stupid thing again where it keeps saying, "Oh yeah, you can do this thing," and then it says failed. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, the little things you read. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's a little crazy. Now, dude, did you want to get into so we can leave ourselves some time to kind of screw around at the end, some of the Gutfeld stuff? Because, dude,
yeah,
I gotta tell you, dude, you blew my mind with that stuff last week with the Loretta Lynch, because I've talked about it in the past, right? Where people have to like stretch things to make things like be a decode and stretch things to fit. Yep. And there was literally not a bit of stretchiness about that at all. And it all lined up. And then it was just, oh, Loretta Lynch, LL again. Oh, okay, again. So that's bananas to me, dude, how much they actually do that on Fox. Like, I mean, there's no way that's a coincidence. No way in hell. So if you guys didn't see that last week, go check out last week's show. Towards the end, there was bananas. But you said you got something even, or maybe as juicy?
I have two things, actually. I have something to add on to the Loretta Lynch thing. They added on to it this week. Yeah. And something that we hit on last weekend with the Gutfeld stuff that we talked about. Yeah. You're not going to believe this. You're seriously just not going to believe this. Okay, so first things first, let me get you guys pulled on over here. Let's see. There you guys go.
Yeah, I thought.
All right, so
Anna's already. So we'll see the add-on.
Yeah, to go back to last week real quick, just so people have an idea of where this went. We started with this right here, which was a misspelling. This is going to come into play for what they added on. This is why I'm going to do it this way. So last week they misspelled Hill without an two L's. Okay, so they had that, which led me to searching out L in the kill brackets, which there happens to be 2 posts with L in the kill brackets. So you're missing an L that should be 2 L's. And then when you search L in the kill brackets, you also get 2 L's. I thought of Loretta Lynch. I also did a decode for the rest of the way out, but that's not going to come into play right here. So that's where this started at, which was your 2 L's. You're missing L and your 2 L's. I think Loretta Lynch. So then they threw a few other things at us, which... get this pulled up. They threw a number at us 2 days in a row, multiple times. Number 3364, which I'm going to cycle through these. Here's another one, 3364. There's one I just showed you. There's another one, 3364. And there's 2 more here. 3364.
And dude, again, they could say, 3,300 plus kids, right? Like they could say 3,370, 3,365, just under 3,400. But no, they go out of their way to say 3,364.
Yes. So here's our 3,364s, and then where does that lead us to? Drop 3,364 is right here. July 8th, 2019, which has your Punisher symbol. And it also says what happens when who? Loretta Lynch can no longer provide legal cover for the Clintons. Tarmac meetings end. And what did the Clintons offer Loretta Lynch but a Supreme Court seat is what they offered her.
Sure
so
did.
moving right along, the very next drop, 3364, has an add-on, which has this right here in it. So just to add on to that, the picture that's in it, the line going across it, there's a power line or whatever. And what's underneath the line but LL, Loretta Lynch. So there's another piece to it.
That's freaking crazy. And whether that was intended by them or not, I mean, the fact that that lines up is just bananas. So it's either the wildest coincidence or the wildest, proof. I mean, dude, that's bananas. Either way you look at it.
So then the next piece is this. They gave us 3 gas prices, and the last one's the big one, 3119. And what kind of gas is it? But Supreme. What did Loretta Lynch get offered? A Supreme Court seat. So let's look at drop 3119 and see where that takes us.
Wait.
3119 is a picture of, well, Loretta Lynch, of all things.
You know I'm clipping this to put it as a short later, right? Because this is bananas.
Yeah. That's fine. Totally fine. And so there's the pieces to the puzzle that came together. And the only other piece I did not show is this one here. Let me go over to this one here that had Loretta Lynch in it. Says tarmac meetings end. Yes. The same day that they gave us all of this information, they also had Mr. Nanos, or if you spell his name with the N moved over, it becomes Anons. He's wearing green with a timestamp of 302, and it just so happens, again, being the same day as Loretta Lynch, drop 302 takes you to
green. Yeah,
for green, the color he's wearing, along with the word "end" to go with it.
Just
so
like the
that's
last post, right? That last post had
yes.
the end for Loretta Lynch on there. And for anybody who doesn't remember, it was Loretta Lynch that met with Bill Clinton on the tarmac. And then they were basically gave her that offer, like, hey, let Hillary go on those charges for the emails, and maybe we'll make you a Supreme Court justice.
Wow. Correct. All right. So that's last week's stuff all put together very quickly. So now we got to go to the add-on of what they did this week. So this will be a lot quicker. This is just a quick piece from, this is going to be from, I think, Friday. And it's going to be Jessica Tarlov, of all people.
Wow.
Yeah, here it is. So she gives the comms out here. So again, just a quick reminder, there's going to be 2 pieces to this. There's going to be, first, she's going to say a piece that's going to go directly to this, that started this off. Now, again, what did they do? They missed an L. Right? So they're missing an L. That led us to 2 L's. That was Loretta Lynch. So with that said, listen to this.
Distribution tour. Can you at least let us finish?
No, I think that you should end early.
Okay.
Take the L, as Donald Trump did on the tariffs.
Okay, pause. Hang on. I got to get this cranked up. Yeah, first off, she says take the L. I didn't have this loud enough. I'm going to go back 10 seconds. I got to crank my end for everybody out there. I forgot. All right, so this is what's going to start is she's going to say what she just said. I'll go back 10 seconds so everybody can hear it. There, we have it cranked up now. There we go. Okay, so one more time.
Can you at least let us finish?
No, I think that you should end early.
Okay.
Take the L.
End early. Take the L. Okay, so end early. Don't forget, when we go back to these drops, what do we see?
The L's.
Wrong way.
The L's and
first,
the N's.
End early. There's the end word, right? And then she says, take the L, Loretta Lynch. But with Loretta Lynch, take the L, they took the L and made it missing.
That's crazy.
So they literally took an L. And what I do, I had to search for the L. So listen to this. Now, she said that. Now let's keep going.
As Donald Trump should on the tariffs. Obviously, fake. Like anyone who supports Donald Trump, who has been on a revenge tour, He even won in 2016 and was still mad about everything. Since he's been back in office, he's been going against his political enemies, Comey, Tish James, John Bolton, obviously the seditious six. I mean, he's had some really embarrassing defeats because he can't get a decent prosecutor to do anything with them. And grand juries are like, well, this isn't a real case. I'm not going to indict those folks. But I know that it's all fake outrage. I will say a story that did not get any coverage because there's just so much going on was Donald Trump, who's been putting, his face on all of the bureaucracy buildings around D.C., and he put his face also on the DOJ.
Uh-oh.
Which is supposed to be impartial. And you remember you were so upset about when Bill Clinton ran into Loretta Lynch or anything that Democrats did in the past.
Who? Wait, what'd she just say?
Which is supposed to be impartial. And you remember you were so upset about when Bill Clinton ran into Loretta Lynch or anything that Democrats did in the past. And I know you guys would be very...
She said it. So you take the L, which was missing an L in Hill, that gave us Loretta Lynch. She just said, and Clintons and Loretta Lynch all together.
And dude, why would she bring up that example? Now, wait, so what were they talking about before that? It's not going to end well. Were they talking about people meeting? Because why would she all of a sudden bring up two people meeting?
If you want me to go to the bottom says Susan Rice says Dems will go after MAGA after midterms. They had a video of Susan Rice talking, and they were talking about the video and then she brings up randomly the Clintons and Loretta Lynch directly after saying to take the L.
Oh man, dude, that is bananas. There's no way the fact that she went out there and said that, take the L, the Clintons, and then out of the blue she brings up that scenario.
Yes.
Like, oh, you guys got all mad that Bill Clinton met her, but like, what is she? That's what I don't understand what she's trying to equivalate that to. Like,
that's
she's
my point.
Yeah, she's bringing up like people meeting on a tarmac, and so like she's talking about Trump putting his pictures on buildings. But then she brings up the example of meeting somebody on a tarmac. Like, that makes no sense for what they're talking about whatsoever, but lands squarely in the middle of the decode.
Yes, exactly. That's my whole point. So it's almost like last weekend, whoever sees the stuff we put out saw we were on this stuff and was like, all right, well, one day this week we're going to make sure we give them a confirmation for that. And I think that's what they just did, because this is what I put together last week, put this together for you guys on Sunday. And they added in this stuff this week that literally hit every single thing that's inside of my decode, including taking the L and Loretta Lynch and the Clintons, and she even used the end to go with it.
Just a coincidence, I'm sure.
Yeah. You can't make this stuff up, man. It's like I was losing my mind live on the air. I had to show this decode like 5 times this week because it kept coming up and stuff kept happening with it. So, yeah, crazy. It started with this. You guys saw it last week, and they added on what we just saw. They added this piece right here with words.
That is funny, dude.
So, okay. Now I have to bring up something this is what I've been waiting to show you. So I'm going to cover the screen up real quick for them. Let me get this other piece out. You're seriously going to lose your mind on this one. You're not going to believe this.
Plus, I love Gutfeld, dude. I think he's hilarious. Oh God, is that? Nikki Glaser or Paris Hilton? I can't tell now.
Paris Hilton. That's Paris Hilton. I'm going to make sure I refresh this too.
Paris Hilton with the friggin'.
All right.
Oh no, Nikki Glaser with the friggin' face fix before the awards show. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yes, I knew it was going to do this. Be a fresh one. Come on.
Come on, people now.
There it is. Okay, so here's my question. I fast forwarded it 3 minutes in to the point where we're going to start it at. My question to you is, do you want to see that first 3 minutes before it, or do you want to go ahead and just see where I'm just going to start from?
If you think it's needed for the whatever, I mean, it's up to you. We got time. I mean, we got at least a good another.
We'll do the whole thing then.
33 minutes.
Okay, so this whole thing will take maybe 10 or so because of what it's going to go into. So here's the reminder. Last week, what did we end up seeing? You personally brought it out and showed it to us. We saw Silence of the Lambs crossover with Nancy Guthrie. Okay,
oh, God.
So everybody on the screen can see it right now. You see Paris Hilton on the screen. I'm going to go back to the beginning when we get to the part where you see Paris Hilton on the screen. that's where the piece is going to come into play. But I'll go and rewind it. We'll go to the beginning because this is kind of funny. She's wearing that Tiffany's blue, and she turned 45 years old, oddly. So yeah,
Really?
So
And dude,
we're gonna.
I was gonna say, what a world that we're living in. Just to kind of show too, like, oh, obviously her family owns the Hilton stuff. They're rich billionaires or whatever, right? But like her and Kim Kardashian, like, why were they all of a sudden super wildly popular? Oh, we did pornos. We did porns, and whoops, Matrix, wink, it got leaked out, wink, wink. Did you know that Kardashian's mother, like, legitimately set that whole thing up with her and Ray J and, like, decided, like, what video would get put out and whatnot just to make her daughter famous? Yeah, scumbag. So this is the depravity in our country that, her and Kim Kardashian become uber, not just like, famous, but like uber famous because they did porns. Like, well played, America. Good job.
Yeah. I know that makes sense, though. Honestly, that makes sense. So, all right. So then again, 3 minutes. When we get to this point, I'll pause it again because then I'll remind you what we're about to get into. But the beginning is worth it. So we'll go ahead and go there. Let's do it. Prepare yourselves, everybody. Prepare to laugh, too. But when we get to the Paris Hilton part, prepare yourselves for what you're going to get into. Because last week we saw Nancy Guthrie combo with Silence of the Lambs. Well, they gave us a confirmation for that.
Of course they did.
Thank you. I will let you live. Good evening, everyone. So today is Fat Tuesday, or what Governor Pritzker calls Tuesday. On a recent podcast, former President Barack Obama claimed aliens were real, but he hasn't seen them. Well, that would make sense if they always probe me from behind. Bill in Colorado is pushing to legalize prostitution. Here's a look at the bill. So easy. You people, why? All right. Well played. CNN anchor Anderson Cooper is leaving 60 Minutes. It's rumored that Don Lemon is trying to fill his opening. And he wants his job, too. But it seems CBS is hoping to replace Anderson with someone who's more lively. Boy. During her trip to Munich, AOC was asked how the U.S. should respond to a Taiwan invasion, and she could barely answer the question. In fact, she froze so badly, Mitch McConnell asked if she was okay. Wow. In Munich, Hillary Clinton admitted that illegal immigration has been, quote, disruptive, but added that if anyone becomes a problem, you can just kill them. In a recent speech, President Trump said that the 60-ton M1 Abrams tank was named after Stacey Abrams. Hilarious. Not unbelievable, since she also has killed thousands of men by being on top.
Ooh.
Excuse me. According to a report, Eric Swalwell once wrote an erotic poem when he was in college. We're just finding out about it now because it was written in Mandarin. Rosie O'Donnell recently returned from Ireland to secretly visit the U.S. While she claims she didn't tell anyone, authorities were tipped off by thousands of Bigfoot sightings. And finally, happy birthday to Paris Hilton, who turns 45. Yeah, that's 29 in doggy style years.
All right. So here's where I got to pause it. All right. So again, last week, for anybody that wasn't here for last week's Sunday show, Space Shot brought something to our attention, specifically my attention, where when Savannah Guthrie was doing one of her very first pleas to the people that took her mother, she did this line that basically read right along the line of Silence of the Lambs. We showed it side by side. And, well, this week, this is going to be from Tuesday's show, which Tuesday's show would happen to be the 17th of the month. From this point forward, all of this is nothing but comms the whole way through. And it starts with, well, you're about to see it. This whole segment and this whole show has to do with this.
All right. So this week is the 35th anniversary of the only horror film ever.
No way.
Oscar for Best Picture. No, not Thelma and Louise. Although that scary flick did show what happens when you let women drive. No, I'm talking about Silence of the Lambs. And now one of the stars apologized for the role that made him famous. Ted Levine played cross-dressing serial killer Buffalo Bill, who murdered women so he could wear their skin. I mean, even though it's cheaper just to buy it from Al Roker. Levine denounced the role, saying, quote, "I'm a lot wiser about trans issues. There are some lines in that script and movie that are unfortunate. It's just over time and having gotten aware and worked with trans folks and understanding a bit more about the culture and the meaning of gender. It's unfortunate that the film vilified that, and it's effing wrong." So the actor apologized for his character making trans people seem nuts, when he really should have said that the movie made serial killers look like a bunch of weirdos. One of the producers also crapped on the film, saying, "We weren't sensitive enough to the stereotypes and their ability to harm." Yeah, because the fictional character of a serial killer reflects badly on people who share the same traits as a fictional serial killer. So I guess Christian Bale owes an apology for making investment bankers look bad in American Psycho, Robert Englund for making janitors look bad in Nightmare on Elm Street, and Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct for making sluts look crazy. Terrible stigma to this day. But remember, Ted Levine is just an actor. He didn't write Silence of the Lambs. He just spit out the words. So who the hell is he to disown it? It's like a woke undergrad apologizing for singing Brown Sugar at karaoke, when they meant to say sugar of color. But now you apologize, Ted. Great. Why not return all the money you made from that career boost, or the fame and the appearance fees for showing up at Comic-Con? Give back the sex with all the women not hot enough to get Anthony Hopkins. That chance. He's like Billie Eilish talking about stolen land. Neither are going to give up their house. But we've seen this before. Sarah Silverman apologized for jokes told earlier in her career. Hank Azaria for voicing Apu on The Simpsons. Jack Black and Gwyneth Paltrow did the same over the movie Shallow Hal. They're all generational cowards, throwing the past under the bus to appease today's no-talent whiners. Thank goodness Mickey Rooney isn't alive to apologize for breakfast at Tiffany's. The man was a genius. Bet you didn't know that was him. And how lame are they to think that today's standards are superior to those of the past? Why is that? Because today a man can pretend he's the opposite sex and get a trophy in women's swimming? But if you truly believe current standards rule, then how long before those are outdated too? In 2046, some kid with a Neuralink chip in his head might look at you and say, "How the hell could your generation not define what a woman is?" And you'll say, "Don't ask me, I voted for Trump." But while Ted's apologizing for a fictional trans killer, in the real world, we got real ones. 2 deadly shootings in 2 weeks. But instead of abandoning mania, the elites keep polishing the delusion. Rachel Levine will be the keynote speaker at the American College Health Association. And to speak on what exactly? How to make your balls pass for a camel toe? Fool me once. I don't think anybody's going to be saying that on Outnumbered tomorrow.
Emily, think about it.
In Munich, Hillary moderated a panel on women's rights where she featured Sarah McBride, a dude who identifies as
Come on, Fox.
a woman. And that's taking the spot.
Cringe.
Actual woman. But maybe they want men in charge of women. After all, you put women in charge of women, what do you get? Male Ghostbuster.
Okay. All right. So first things first, I got to do is I got to break down a little bit of this, what we just saw. So because there's way more to it than what meets the eye. So just so you know, and everybody out there knows, if you were at my show, you heard me say this. This episode of Gutfeld, I got 202 screenshots from one show.
Damn.
Yes. So here's where we started off at when he went into all the other stuff. All right. So he brings in Silence of the Lambs. That goes with what you showed us last week. Okay. So then as he's talking, so when Savannah Guthrie was reading her script from this movie, what does it say here? There are some lines in that script and movie that are unfortunate. It's just over time. Well, they happen to reuse them again for a freaking thing on the TV. Come on, man. So as we go through this, so then he's going to go through this. Let's see. Okay, then he gets to movies. He compares it to 3 different movies here. So as he's talking, wrong way, this way. He's talking, he goes to 3 movies. He goes to American Psycho, and Freddy Krueger, and then the other one. Open. There we go. 3 movies they show us. For some reason, they have 3 movies between there. So he shows American Psycho, Freddy Krueger, and what's this one called? I had to have almost on.
Oh, God, geez. Basic Instinct.
Thank you. So they show 3 movies. So then they go back to the other movie. So again, like how I look at this is they're showing you comms throughout this, right? So as you go further, you'll notice a very specific movie. They have the Rolling Stones in here, Anthony Hopkins, The Simpsons, Shallow Hal, and then you hit this. That's a little familiar too with the movies because 2 of the 3 movies have 5 people sitting on the cover.
Interesting.
So what do you have there? Movies. And they're movie stars. That's who they are. So again, as they're rolling through this, they're following their script, literally. So, and of course, then you got the Hillary Clintons in there. You got the trannies and whatnot. More movies, the Ghostbusters.
Dude, can we
All
just talk for a quick like, dude,
Yeah, go for it.
seriously, can we talk for a quick second about what are the friggin' odds that there was a decode about all this stuff? And like specifically, like you mentioned earlier, the Savannah Guthrie stuff, and if anybody doesn't remember she sat there with a note because she needed a note to, remember that she wanted her mother home and that she's a nice person. Talk to her and you'll see, right? Like, so we literally showed that last Sunday, and apparently they know that Matrix and your co-host Omazon there show these proofs over and over because they keep absolutely adding them on. I mean, just what are the odds that they wrote, they showed that thing with Nancy Guthrie, and then all of a sudden 2 weeks later, they're talking about Silence of the Lambs and how this guy's commenting all of a sudden about, oh, he shouldn't have done that role because he makes trans people look weird. Dude, how about this one from the movie? She a great big fat lady? And then he says, I'd F me. He's staring in the mirror doing his little weirdo thing that you guys saw earlier. And he's like, would you F me? And he's like, I'd F me. I'd F me really hard. So, dude, just the weirdness that they happen to even bring this up at all. Like, and then everything else is just a cherry on the cake, right? It's like, why the hell would they come up with Silence of the Lambs? And this guy out of the blue is like, oh, you know what? I shouldn't have done that role 30 years ago. Like, coincidence much? I mean, bananas, dude. That is just bananas to me already.
Yep. And so here's for anybody that missed it last week, this is what we are referring to.
She is full of kindness and knowledge. Talk to her and you'll see.
Catherine is very gentle and kind. Talk to her and you'll see.
She is
Come on,
full
man.
of kindness.
So that's what we showed last weekend, and this week they show this. Are you serious? Like and here's the thing for anybody out there that's newer to me that came directly from Space Shot or doesn't know about my show. They do this all the time. Where we will cover something or say something, and suddenly Fox is talking about it the next day. or the following, like within a couple days. They do this all the time. And of course, with us doing this on Sunday, we show that thing. And on what day of the week was it? On Tuesday, this happened, which was the 17th. Well, what episode number is it?
34, our favorite number.
Dude, 17 plus 17 is 34. 34 is also DJT, 41020, Trump's initials. They waited till this episode on the 17th, episode 34, to throw us the Silence of the Lambs comms, bro.
And isn't 34? Oh, 34 just happens to be Q Clearance Patriot. My fellow Americans, over the course of the next several days, you will undoubtedly realize that we are taking back our great country, the land of the free, from the evil tyrants that wish to do us harm and destroy the last remaining refuge of shining light. And it says on POTUS's order. Didn't you have a 311 in there as well? I think you had the gas price was 3.119.
3.119, yes. Yes,
and so,
correct.
On POTUS's order, it initiated certain sale phase, whatever, from the primary fallout, which is slated to occur 11.3 upon the arrest announcement of Mr. Podesta, actionable 11.4. So yeah, dude, it's just banana. And for any folks who out there who may be new and say like, yeah, there's no way that they do this, like, we can show you absolutely numerous examples of not only Fox here, but Dan Scavino talking to us, President Trump talking to us. We've requested things in the past, and they've pulled through on it. I mean, dude, I'm telling you, Matrix, during your show with Omazon during the week, like, you think it's funny, but put out a request. Be like, hey, guys, if you're listening, say something like this. And have they responded?
Yes, I actually have proof of all of that, too. I actually have clips. I asked them for very specific things, and they have given them all to me. And people have seen it happen over time. Yeah, it was crazy at first, but now it's to the point where they do it so often that it's normal. I'm trying to find a spot in this. There's one more piece I want to show you, if I can find it.
Ozempic getting small.
Who? Oh, there it is.
Tyrus.
All right. Tyrus is doing he's purposely losing weight. Yes, he's not on Ozempic though. He already said that. He actually was asked about it. Okay, so one more piece of this. I know we're running low on time, but we're at 1:45. So there's one piece of this last thing I got to show you. There's more to this whole episode of Gutfeld was crazy, but I have to show you this piece because everybody needs to see this. I have screenshots of all of this. So Eric Swalwell, at the same time of all this other stuff going on, he had his diary found where he was writing to a chick. They went and they used Yoda to do it. So what I'm going to show you here is this piece of it. And I'm going to show you how it connects to everything. So go back 10 seconds. So here he is. And let's let you hear this. Let me crank this back up for everybody because, of course, this doesn't come in very loud. Crank up. This will only take about 1 minute or so, but I'm going to connect this to everything else I've already said so far. I'm going to blow your mind again. Like, this is seriously nuts, and I wouldn't have known this. Shout out to Omazon for this one. Omazon added this piece in for me that I would never have known because I'm not a Star Wars person. So, all right, cranked up. Here we go. All right, check this out.
Burgundy. I was reading it, and all I kept thinking about was Yoda wrote this. So we're going to run the poem courtesy of Yoda.
And their beauty was formless and magnificent, a flurry of limbs and nails. She chased, and I ran. I chased, and she ran. Atop my hotel, she stopped. And I leapt for cloth and tan. My anxious arm she bit. My scar is beautiful. While I screamed, she bent her lips to mine, kissing till veins imploded and exploded, till blood rolled down our chins. For bounded mouth cannot speak of parting. In the morning, I awoke beside Beauty's shadow, her form sloppy and her legs pale. My scar lost, my lips cracked and dry, and we groaned simultaneously.
That's the end of it right there. We groaned simultaneously, and it's over. So, where am I going to go with this? Holy crap, bro. You have no idea.
That's Swalwell's poem?
Yes, that's Swalwell's poem read out to us from Yoda. Now, I'm not going to go that deep because we're going to run out of time, but there's only one drop with Yoda in it, so I could go there too, but that's not where I'm going to go with this. So everybody just follow me. So here's the poem start to finish. Now, as you see, it's Yoda. They're using Star Wars, which is a movie, correct? So here's the last piece. There's the end of it. Here's the last bit right here, okay? So, number one, we started with the 3 movies playing simultaneously that are on the screen for Nancy Guthrie, for the Silence of the Lambs and how that connected all together. Then they throw in Star Wars. Okay. So with Star Wars, something special about this is when the Star Wars movies came out, they were in the wrong order.
Oh, yeah.
They came out in a different order, which here's the order at Amazon. Look it up. Here's when they came out originally. Yes. They came out as episode 4, 5, and 6 is 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So again, they're using now Star Wars for this stuff. Well, it just so happens that when you go back to this drop again, which I've shown you several times, now playing 4, 5, 6, they used a Star Wars movie, which they started with 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Now, what is in this line down here? It says all 3 movies playing simultaneously. What was the very last word they used in Swalwell's book?
Simultaneously.
Bro, are you kidding me? All 3 movies playing and again, who are they using? Star Wars. What did Star Wars start with? But 4, 5, and 6, all 3 movies playing simultaneously, bro.
Damn.
You can't make this stuff up.
That's bananas. Yeah, and I always thought it was weird too, because like growing up, we always thought it was like, oh, that was Star Wars 1, that was 2, that was 3, and then I think after that I was like, no, wait, they said those were 4, 5, 6, and then so we get 1, 2, and 3 later. But yeah, that's bananas.
Yes. I'm telling you.
Hungover.
So
from
there you
Burgundy.
go. So there you go. That's what. There's your update that went with last week's stuff that we did, literally, and they added on to it. They quite literally added on to it.
Dude, that is bananas. I mean, and then the hat tip for Loretta Lynch as well, dude. Like that's bananas.
I know.
It's bananas to me.
Here's the thing: is for those that are not at my show, typically that stuff does happen, and it does happen quite often to where I'll ask for something and they'll give it. Like I use my discs from my disc golf. I was getting new discs, and I would go on while we're covering Fox. Say, hey Fox, I got a brand new disc. It's called this. Use that in a sentence. Use it. And one of them was called a passion, and like within 2 days. They said the word passion like 15 times in 30 seconds. The other was my putter he called the Envy. I just bought a brand new Envy. I asked for the word envy. 2 days later, they said envy, 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 envy. They did it over and over. I have 3 discs that are called the Trail. Okay. And this one was just last week. The Ozark backpack that the person wore that when took Nancy Guthrie was called an Ozark Trail. The day I was at the golf course and used all 3 trails, it was my main driver. That was the exact day on the screen. They had 3 pictures of the backpack Ozark Trail. 3 trail backpacks while I used all 3 of my trail discs that day and was talking about them. That same day they put 3 trails on the screen.
They following you?
Yes. Yes.
That's crazy.
And I have many instances. So what I think is whatever white hats are seeing what me and Omazon do with Fox, they incorporate what we do in our show and specifically will ask Fox to do, and they will do it within usually a 1 to 2 week period. It'll happen exactly how we asked it to.
Dude, that's banana. And let me see if I can pull this one up quick because I'll show some folks here. We got another 9 minutes. And yes, guys, we're cutting it a little bit short. And I don't know if are you going to continue on? Are you going to end or keep going?
Oh no, we're going to. This show is our show, so if I do a show, it'll be later today. Keep this totally separate. So,
gotcha. Get this in here. It's my bad because I have to go get myself a new old car.
Yeah,
new old car. Let me see, Dan. I'm looking up Dan and. This search term has been crap lately. Why is it so crap? The advanced search on Twitter, it's not.
Oh, I never use the advanced. I never use it.
Let's see. Looking up a couple keywords here because I know for sure I have it in here. Why it's not showing up?
What are you trying to search for?
That decode that we requested from.
Oh, that thing I remember. Yeah, I remember you saying that.
And that was one like of many, dude. So damn it. Basically crap. So anyways, that image, you know, I've talked about it in the past, and maybe I'll pull it up and show it for next show. But essentially, I know you remember the picture. I think we maybe even showed it in the last few weeks, which is Sylvester Stallone on the airplane with the Quantum hat on, or the Q hat on, and I think Quantum or something like that is the name of his ship or whatever. So then it had the hand up in the back that some people are saying maybe it was
Princess Diana.
Yeah, maybe it was Princess Diana's hand. And so that's when I said, and you got to remember too, this is when we were in the Biden administration, right? And so as this was happening, I said, Dan, if you're listening, and we are where we're supposed to be, can you put some sort of a decode on there for us? I said, because it was Rocky, right? It was Sylvester Stallone on the plane, and the post in the Instagram thing said headed into the storm. Remember that? Let me pull this up here quick. Stallone. So people, if they happen to. Oh, come on. Somewhere? Oh my god. Anyway. So yeah, and I'm surprised the image does not come up. So, I know folks can see. Oh god. Look, remember this one?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm just kind of looking for it. But essentially, he's on the plane with the Q hat, and it's, you know, a hand behind him looks like Princess Di's hand, perhaps. But the post he put out says "into the storm," and so back then I said, if we are where we're supposed to be, knowing that we're in the Biden administration, and we're starting to see all these proofs come out after the gut punch of the, for me anyways, the gut punch of the fraud inauguration. I said, if where we're supposed to be, can you put out something? And I said, I don't even know. I don't know, something like the Rocky theme song, right? Like, could you post something with the Rocky theme song? Well, a few days later, Dan Scavino posts simply a video. I think he said he's back or something like that. And it was a video of Tiger Woods lacing up his cleats, whistling the Eye of the Tiger. And I'm like, yeah, there's no way that's a coincidence. Like, there's no way in hell that's a coincidence. You know what I mean? So I thought it was just absolutely crazy, dude. And I'm loving this stuff, dude. And to me, I'm seeing the panic in all this stuff, right? And I'm seeing the narrative switching, the Guthrie stuff. Like, does anybody really think that that woman is kidnapped? And dude, you know, we didn't talk about it this week, but I'm sure maybe during your other shows you may have talked about it this week. But like the book that she wrote, talking about the fun game she used to play with her mother. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. Yeah. What was that?
A kidnapping game.
Yeah. Stupid. Okay, this it's literally they're I feel like they're spelling it out for us. They're trying to purposely tell us what's going on, is what I feel like. Because all the connections that was made, the Guthrie misspelling inside of the drops, there was actually something I could have added on to, or if we had more time today, I'll bring it next week if I have to. Kevin Cork, who's also a comms giver, he popped onto the screen with the word Erie on the screen on Tuesday. And Erie is the word that's created when Guthrie was spelled wrong.
Oh, really?
Guthrie. Erie is the name. And the word Erie that was on the screen is spelled E-E-R-I-E. Has an extra E, which is exactly the wrong spelling for Guthrie. So it comboed all into itself. It's ridiculous, bro. They're trying to tell us it's a movie. I'm telling you.
How much more can we take? And it looks like, I think if I play it right here, it's going to be right here. I don't know if it's going to be her words or whatever, but here's an excerpt from her book.
About once a year in the summertime, Cousin Terry orchestrated a kidnapping of my sister and me. It went down like this. The cousins would visit for a few days at our house in Tucson, and then, on the morning they were to leave, Terry would wake us up early, shushing us in the pre-dawn darkness as we made our escape. We would all pile into her rickety station wagon and head north, the sky streaking with bright oranges and pinks as the sun rose over the colorless desert landscape. Somewhere between Phoenix and Tucson, Terry would make a pit stop and let Annie and me call home at a payphone. Mom, Cousin Terry kidnapped us to take us to her house. My mother would feign shock, protest how terribly she would miss us.
I mean, this is. Dude, are you
So
seeing this
maybe-
the same way as I am? Like, this is like a nothing story.
It's not a nothing story. That's a story that's trying to tell us something. I think
Yeah, I
maybe
mean,
then whenever
yeah.
they started looking for her mom, they should have headed towards Phoenix and made a pit stop
Right?
at a
Well,
payphone.
I mean, that's what I mean as far as like, these are clearly comms. And in reality, like, oh, we brought this up. And the fact that they have this and like, oh, we did this kidnapping thing and it was so cute. And it's like, really? Like, it was very descriptive too. It's like, oh, these, you know, the sky and so blue. It's like, you're just filling words in a friggin' book. But that could be nothing other than comms, in my opinion.
Exactly. That's where my brain goes.
Dude, that's freaking, it's freaking bananas. Let me thank some folks on the way out of here, and I think I already missed one from G-Fonts, dropped another $1 holla and says, it's a BS narrative. The mainstream media says we're sending ships or battle groups because of XYZ, but they omit that they had been scheduled for deployment for up to a year in advance, right? And that's the thing. We don't know how, you know, what planes or ships were already slated to go to a certain area when, you know what I mean? I don't think they just say,
Right.
on Sunday here, like, oh, you know, Matrix, tomorrow I need you to take, you know, the Theodore Roosevelt over to Iran really quick, right? They plan these things ahead of time. Is the point for sure.
And not only that, something Omazon brought up to my attention was that only a couple people on those ships even know where they're going to. They purposely do that. So like everybody on the ship doesn't even know exactly where they're going. Only a handful of people actually know what they're doing and where they're headed to. They do that to keep it compartmentalized.
That's it. Compartmentalization. Let me thank a couple of folks over here and I keep missing my buddy, and I hope he's listening. I don't know if you ever saw the video that I did a few times with my buddy Chris from New Hampshire, Massachusetts, where he got railroaded from Child Protective Services.
No.
And I just missed his call again. Hopefully he's listening, or his girlfriend's playing it for him and can play it back. But so, you know, just long story short, as I'm getting to this stuff here, is he had basically, you know, a little affair with some chick and never, you know, seen her again or whatever. And then all of a sudden, a year or two later, he says, oh, you know, bumps into some other friend of hers and says, oh, you know, you got a daughter. And he's like, well, she never told me anything. And then apparently this girl gets arrested, right? So the longest possible story short is this kid was not charged with anything. The girl got arrested. And as a result, he did a DNA test to find out the daughter was his. Well, they did find out it. And now the second that they found out that the daughter was his, they should have just handed the girl over, the 2-year-old, 3-year-old, whatever she was at the time, Maddie, right? Now, right then and there, as soon as they find out that's the father, okay, you can inspect maybe where he's living to make sure we're putting it in a good home, okay. But then they said, no, we need you to go do this. You need to get a different house. You need to go do this, 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 and this. And he's a business owner at the time, which he got ruined because of this. And he did all said things, and I don't think they were expecting that he would. And then they said, all right, now you have to fill out this paperwork, which he did. 3 weeks, a month goes by. Then they said, oh, no, you filled out the wrong paperwork. They went so far as to have his mother go in there and adopt the kid. They wouldn't allow it. Same thing, wrong paperwork. Then he started writing emails, which they tried to set him up. They swatted him. They did so many nasty things. I'll send you the link later if you want to hear about it. It's bananas. And then he ultimately gets charged for like intimidating a witness, which is one of the people that works at Child Protective Services, who on the stand said, yeah, I always thought actually they should have gave Maddie to Chris. And I'm like, and she admitted to it. And they admitted that they were calling him like a white supremacist when his best friend happens to be African American. And they even went so far as to crop a photo out of him standing next to his best friend, African American kid. They cropped him out of it and showed a picture of him with his long beard. And he's like, oh, he's a white supremacist. It's like, dude, his best friend's black. Are you kidding me? They tried to swat him, said that he hit a cop, went to court, beat that one, where the cop had to admit on camera that, no, he didn't. Actually, I pushed him. He never touched me. Like the biggest shit show you've ever seen. And I missed his call, but I wish I hit it. So it's just a crazy story. And it's just, unfortunately, from what I understand, it's par for the course in Child Protective Services. Par for the course.
That's so stupid. They need to be flipped upside down, and that's what the world needs to be shown is how CPS works.
Yeah. And Sylvia Beachy, she does a lot of good work out there. I had her on talking about she's an advocate for that as well. And she's worked in Georgia. She worked on Chris's case up here. She says it's everywhere. It's bad. And not only that, but dude, take a guess. How many kids out of 10, this is Child Protective Service's own data. How many kids out of 10 do you think are in Child Protective's custody that have no charges against their parents, no abuse that they can prove or anything along those lines? What do you think that number is out of 10?
7.
Very close. 8. That's their own statistics saying we have 8 out of 10 kids here that are here for no good reason, essentially. That's their own data. So probably even worse than that. So,
Wow.
Yeah, it's bad, dude. So thank you to Po5, P Dancer, and Patriot Chick over here on D Live, and I'm distributing those rewards. Thank you very mucho. And
I just got 2 thank yous to say. G Quick, thank you for that can, good sir. And Lizzie B, thank you for Lizzie B, thank you for that cookie.
Lizzie, Wheezy's back here. Says, love you all. Thank you all for the prayers. Tough old bird. Just know that I think the chemtrails and my allergies was the culprit. Yeah, it's the hacking too. You maybe pulled a rib cage or something like that. But glad to see you made it back, Wheezy. Appreciate that. And then over on the Foxhole.app, aka pilled.net, go follow if you guys are not over there. Great group, great lineup, and great Patriots over there. The core group, I would say, Matrix, that went over there after everybody got kicked off of YouTube, like the broadcasters and viewers, like the core group went over there first and then spread out to the rest of the places. So thank you to Bois Blanc for the can, Punk Q Rocker for 217 gold pills, Punk Q Rocker 4Q. Q shook me all night long. Thank you for the can. Says, stay safe, Space Shot. God bless. I will. And we got lots of snow coming. And I'm going to stay on top of it this time so I don't have to do 16 inches at one time. Bois Blanc with the cookie says, came home to 5 foot of snow from 6 weeks in Florida. Wow. Note to self, never again. Oh, my goodness. 5 feet of snow from being in Florida for 6 weeks? Oh, that would be the worst. Like, oh, yeah, I just had a great vacation. I'm all suntanned or sunburned, and I come home and everything's roasted. Oh, God, no. Thank you, Gicani, for the shades. Followed by a Space Squad member, Sean Joe, dropping 1, 2, 3 cookies in a row. Appreciate you, Sean Joe. We'll also gift out a bunch of subs yesterday, so I appreciate that as well. Just Jules with the shades. Thank you, Jules. And then Dale Bercia, what's up, brother? Dropping 154 gold pills. Appreciate you there. And then Zozo Dude, 77, what's up, man? Drop some shades, and it says, at Debbie Roush is still the greatest OG mod ever. You got a winner there, Space Shot. I gotta tell you, I do have some very, very great experienced mods in my stable. Awesome folks. And Doodah Man with the can says, good afternoon, fellow world patriots. Much love, y'all. Peace. Thank you, Doodah. And then we got a cookie fest from Sean Joe. We got 1, 2 in a row. Thank you for that, brother. And then Maya Tua with a can in the middle, followed by the finale of 2 more cookies from Sean Joe. I appreciate you, brother. And I am releasing those scratchings. And I am going to go head out the door and get rid of my old car that has 262,000 miles on it and get my newer old car that's actually older than the car I have now, but has half the mileage on it for a good price, for a decent price. So maybe I'll show you guys some pictures then. But great show as usual, Matrix. Unfortunately, I had to cut this one, but I do have to do that, unfortunately. But I just don't want that Camry to keep leaking oil in my driveway. It's not a good look, especially for the neighbors.
Hey. Hey, you go take care of what you need to take care of. You show me the picture. It looks like a nice little older but new car. I know that car, and it's a good car. So hopefully you have fun with that. And P-Quest, thank you for that very last cookie there at the very end. Good seeing you.
Yeah, the best part about that car is the old man that owned it put about 4,000 miles on it a year. So it's got very low miles for the year, and it's puff, and it was carported and all that stuff. And it's cheap, and that's me, Mr. Frugal and cheap. So I've saved up money to do that, and I'm going to spend about a fifth of the money I saved up to buy a car with. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah. So thank you to the mods again, guys. I do appreciate you all out there. And thank you to Matrix again, as usual. Always a great show, brother. I'm going to play my outro on the way out of here. And as I say, and do truly mean at the end of every show, for Matrix and myself, we do appreciate each and every last one of you wonderful world patriots out there for tuning in. And until that next one, thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Peace.
Peace.
Boom.
Hello,
is happening in here. That's right, it's brackets and jackets, bringing it back for brackets and jackets, special Epstein Island edition. That's right, folks, Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, the man with the island, which is suspiciously close to Haiti. That's right. You see, this man, Jeffrey Epstein, is funding lots of people. He's funding lots of people on the street to make sure his shit doesn't get out. That's right. They want the record sealed. And they're paying a lot of people. Epstein's paying a lot of people. Oh, boy. For one, he's got a whole Mossad media matrix in America. And I would bet you anything that Alex Jones is one of them. Prove me wrong. That's right, Cappy's in the portal. Cappy's in the portal. Cappy's in the building with songs about Epstein. It's Breakfast Jacket's Epstein edition. Guys, I had some epiphanies today. I had some real big epiphanies about some guys. A big network of guys and spies and lies and liars. All right, think about this for a minute, okay? The guy in Portland, the scientist that just got busted for producing CP, that guy is 1 degree of separation away from Epstein. Epstein, the investor that lives in West Palm Beach, Florida. I know a guy who lives in West Palm Beach, Florida as well. Investor as well. Also involved as well. And all is not well with these guys. The Florida boys, the Glow boys, the Scott Israels of the world. You see, Epstein is Hillary Clinton. And Epstein is Haiti. And Epstein is a big network of media assets. By the way, did you know that Steve Bannon was going to that guy for money? Also, Epstein is Epstein Oprah. Epstein is Chris Tucker. You remember him. Epstein is also Kevin Spacey. Epstein is also Prince Andrew. Epstein is also... Who else is Epstein? Who else is Epstein? Tell me. You guys know? Who else is Epstein? Is Epstein Big Pharma? Is Epstein Bryan Singer? Is Epstein Naomi Campbell? Yep, all of the above. All of the above. Who is Epstein? Epstein is the keystone of a whole motherfucking matrix. And once you pull it out, it all falls down. Dersh was there too. That's right, we're dropping red pills every day. Dropping red pills in the best kind of way. This is brackets and jackets for the denizens of islands.